Hey folks, walk with me. I saw this question out there in the internet world and thought I would take it up here on this playlist. The question was basically, how do you mindfully deal with incessant inferiority complex? So constantly feeling like you're inferior. Maybe that means that you aren't resilient, you aren't up to the task. Maybe that means something more along the lines of you're undeserving, maybe all of the above. But I thought I would sort of start by discussing one mindfulness technique that I think may be the most effective, and go in depth on it a little bit. And then if folks need or want other options, we could talk about those in a follow-up video. But instead of just giving a list of ways in which to think about it, I think talking about one thing and giving a little bit more explanation on how to go about it is probably more helpful. So this probably will be most effective if you have some compassion for the younger you. Think about 5-year-old you. If you think back and you picture yourself as a 5-year-old, and all of the concepts that you had of the world, the interests that you had, the ways in which you liked to express yourself, the things that you found fascinating or interesting or scary, games that you like to play, anything along those lines. If you think of that 5-year-old you, and you can attribute something along the lines of, 5-year-old me is awesome. When I think back to that 5-year-old, he was so creative. He was so just willing to embrace things that came his way. He was so sort of shy but goofy, right? Goofy but too shy to let other people know exactly how goofy and silly he was. But he himself knew it. And very adventurous in his mind. Maybe not always so adventurous out in the real world, in the physical world, but certainly adventurous in his own mind. These are things that come to mind for me. And if I can think, okay, that was 5-year-old me. That's me as a 5-year-old. And that kid is awesome. Right? Something along the lines of that kid is awesome. That kid is so powerful. This kid is so lovable. That kid is so, such a great energy to have in the world. Just a phenomenal person. If you can attribute anything along those lines to 5-year-old you, you can then start to, this may take some time, this may take some practice. That's why a lot of these things like mindfulness, yoga, even medicine, right? It's called a practice. It's not called a completed. But you can put into practice transitioning that 5-year-old you and all of those lovable, amazing, wonderful to have this energy in the world. Transition all of that to present day you. Because no matter what has happened, no matter the mistakes that you've made, no matter the ways in which you've been mistreated by other people or circumstances, or the world has come down upon you really hard, you are still that 5-year-old you. And so if that 5-year-old you was lovable and awesome, you are still that awesome. Okay? It's just more things have happened. And some things that maybe you regret, maybe some losses that you grieve, whatever it is. It does not change that you are the same awesome. That 5-year-old you is you at your core. It's you at your baseline. It's you at your fundamentals. And those things don't go away just because you royally screw something up. or that you tried something and had a miserable failure, right? And now you can't see anything but trying and failing. No, 5-year-old you is still you. Whatever you attribute to 5-year-old you is still you. The other stuff are like snowflakes that land on your shoulders, but you don't have to turn them into barbells to carry around. They don't have to be the weight of the world. They're little things that come down and rest on you, occupy space with you briefly, but they aren't the core, fundamental, deep down you that carries through no matter what. That is the 5-year-old you. Take some time with this. Practice with it. If you don't have those feelings about 5-year-old you need to start there. Try to cultivate them. And then once you have a strong sense of that, bring it to present day you. Because that's just the truth. That's the case. All right, folks. Hopefully that helps someone out there. I don't know. If you think this might be helpful to someone, share it over to them. Whatever you want to do. But we got a 6.5 or so minute walk today. If you didn't walk with me, no worries. I certainly appreciate you watching this far. And as always, I will see you in the next video.